So I happened to be editing some footage, trying to put the finishing touches on the documentary pretty much all day today, and I happened to be taking a break. I went over to Twitter, and I saw in my feed Rebel News David Menzies brutally arrested for scrumming with Freeland. Now, this is one of the independent journalists with Rebel News. They're a Canadian outlet, an independent outlet actually. And what goes down is absolutely wild. I couldn't believe it, so I was like, you know what, I gotta make a quick video on this. And I noticed a few things when I was watching it back, the clip, the second time around, that we could talk about. And, you know, you can see right here on the news article, right above my head, says, click to bring it home, pull Canada out of the World Economic Forum. And it kind of just points right to what I want to kind of get at tonight. But we're going to do this quick and right to the point because I got to get back to the editing table. So, without further ado, roll it.
Ms. Freeland, how come the IRGC is not a terrorist group? Why is your government supporting Islamo-Nationalism? What? Excuse me. What are you doing?
You're under arrest for assault.
What, sir?
Why are you pushing me? You're under arrest for assault.
Who are you?
You're under arrest for assault.
What are you talking about? Police, you're under arrest for assault. How am I under arrest? You bumped into me. You pushed into me. You bumped. I was just scrubbing. I got my credentials here, and you just bumped into me. So excuse
Police, you're under arrest.
What is your name and your badge? What is your name and your badge?
You've been told you're under arrest.
Why am I under arrest? He blocked my way. What? I was just scrumming Chrystia Freeland.
I'm a police officer. You're under arrest.
What is your name and your badge?
Assaulting a police officer.
How is that?
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
That possible?
Okay, because
You assaulted me 3 years ago when blackface.
So just in case you don't know, that woman who was walking with her aide is the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister for Canada, Chrystia Freeland, who of course is a member of the young global leaders of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab's special club of globalist elites. When I watched it back the second and third time, this was all set up. They knew he was coming, and it was completely planned. And, you know, it might not be the same as what's going on here with the DOJ and the CIA and the FBI, but it's another example of these elites weaponizing law enforcement. You know, it's not the DOJ or the FBI in this case, but it's the Canadian equivalents, the Rcmp, doing the same dirty work for these people, stripping journalists and everyday citizens of their right to free speech and their freedom of press.
Can I have the microphone? Can I have the microphone? Can I have the microphone? Can you give...
I'm not officer. Take your hand out. Why am I under arrest? I'm just doing my job.
Stop resisting. You don't need to resist.
I don't have to.
You don't have to say anything. You know the drill.
I have nothing to hide, officer. Welcome to Black Faces Canada. This is what they do to journalists. I was merely scrumming Minister Freeland, and a RCMP officer blocked me, and evidently this is now a trumped-up charge of assault, folks. I didn't come here to cause any trouble. I came here to do my job, and now I'm handcuffed. This is your Canada now, folks. You know, this is the Gestapo taking blackface's orders. Outrageous. And meanwhile, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is not a terrorist organization. Is not a terrorist organization. And these liberals have the audacity to show up at a vigil for a plane in which almost 200 people were killed, 57 Canadians, one unborn child, by the way. And look at this. They don't want, it is against the law in Black Faces Canada to ask insensitive questions.
Now, as I said earlier, I believe this was a setup. This guy has been targeted a few times now. This article was from July 25th. Rebel Media reporter arrested at an event with Melissa Lantzman. He actually confronted one of these Conservative Party members about the COVID lockdowns and the pandemic precautions. And then just a few weeks back, I remember seeing on Twitter, he did this video about a 50-year-old man who was allowed to use the locker room and swim with 13 and 14-year-old teenage girls, which is just the craziest story ever. But he got in trouble for that. Here's the person right here. This is the fake wannabe who's swimming with 13 and 14-year-old girls using their locker room. The insanity has just gotten to a completely other level. And the way that they are weaponizing law enforcement is just a troubling sign. So I figured I would at least bring this to everyone's attention in case you hadn't seen it yet, and try to connect the dots here to see what's going on. Clearly, they want this guy off the streets. They don't want to be answering any of his questions. That's why we do not live in a democracy anymore. I'm so tired of hearing the talking points from the left. We need to save democracy. Democracy is on the line. Democracy is at risk. First of all, we're a constitutional republic. We kind of run off a democratic-style government. But if anyone's trying to strip democracy away from the people, it is the Democratic Party, the left. They are wielding most of the power right now in our federal government. They are well-funded, organized, and determined not to lose their throne. And it's going to take one hell of a fight from all of us to stave off them trampling out the last bastion of freedom in the democratic world. That is this country, the United States. All right, if you guys made this far in the video, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button for me, let me know down in the comments below what you think about the Canadian government unleashing the RCMP on its citizen journalists. And as always, thank you for all the likes, the views, the comments, my new subscribers, my OGs. I appreciate each and every one of you. We are here to break the wheel. This is Ape Nation. I'm just a concerned citizen, and I'm out.